Welcome back, guys, to another video on the channel. And in this video I'm going to be showing you guys the best potential investments for team of the group stage. We're going to cover what players you should be looking at to potentially invest in for the SBCs that might be coming up. So guys, if you enjoyed the video, please drop a like, as that would be greatly appreciated. Let's get into the video. Right guys, so we're getting straight into the potential SBCs that might be dropping throughout the team of the group stage promo. This promo is supposed to drop on Friday, so we're gonna look and see what current themes and if anything stands out when looking for potential investment. So let's look at the first SBC they dropped, and it's basically just for a gold pack, and the requirements were 2 Liverpool players and 2 Napoli players. Nationalities exactly 3. UCL rare and UCL non-rare minimum players 1. So just looking at this, obviously a lot of people will want to be trying to get the Liverpool and Napoli players as UCL players. So players that probably would have linked throughout this, especially because it's highest chemistry, would be maybe Callahong, Fabian Ruiz would have been good shouts. But obviously a couple of these investments would probably be rash investments rather than investing beforehand, because we don't actually know what teams are going to be dropping. So let's look at the potential SBC, so like player SBCs, and just try and get a rough idea. So the first SBC they dropped was Toni Kroos, and they dropped two mini SBCs inside the SBC. So the first one was Germany, and that required 2 German players, 1 minimum UCL player, a squad rating of 83, a minimum team chemistry, and then an 85 rated squad. So, and the first thing that I'll point out within both of these already is team chemistry. So whenever we're looking at any kind of investment, we're going to need to find players that are in good nationalities, good leagues, because for example, if we look at Pablo Sarabia, who plays for PSG, he can link with players like Koke, players like Sergio Roberto, players like Pedro, links in multiple different leagues, which obviously builds that chemistry. So obviously here we could probably be looking at Bellarabi, who could then link with like another Toni Kroos, or Kadira, just like players in different leagues, if that makes sense. So let's have a look at the next one. So obviously team chemistry is the biggest one so far, like the standout. Let's have a look at Lorenzo Insigne. Right, Lorenzo Insigne has a lot more a lot more requirements. So let's have a look at what he's got here. So let's just have a look. So again, 2 UCL players, minimum 2, 1 Napoli player. So people probably looked at this SBC. So when we're, I'm going to give you some investing tips, but some of it might be rash, some of it could be pre, you invest pre. So obviously here, if this SB come out straight away, the player I think of would be someone like Fabian Ruiz. He meets the criteria of 83 minimum rated. He would meet the criteria of 1 Napoli player minimum. He'd also be a UCL rare player, but then because he's Spanish, he, as I said previously, he combines and he has chemistry with players in multiple different leagues. So let's have a look at the next one. 84 rated, again team chemistry. So when we're looking at higher rated cards, we're looking at players who have got very good chemistry in other leagues. 85 rated, right, okay. Inform players, minimum 2. So again, this requires very good chemistry, very good team rating, 85. So 2 informs, okay, and 2 informs here. So already we can tell there's sort of a pattern with these UCL rares, possible informs, especially for the higher rated cards. Let's have one more look at Aymeric Laporte. Let's just see what he required. So again, 1 inform player, 1 Manchester City inform, 1 player from Man City. So last year, you could have maybe picked up Otamendi. There is an inform Otamendi this year. I think he's an 84 or 85 overall. I can't exactly remember. So when we see these requirements, we could, if they dropped, for example, another Laporte for FIFA 10, which they won't, because obviously they dropped him last year and they had these requirements. First thing, Otamendi, right? One of the cheapest Manchester City informs. So what we're going to do right now, I've shown you like a basis of what potential investments. We're going to go now straight into the actual investments that I'd be looking for possible SBCs. Right guys, so we're now going to be looking at what potential informs we should be looking at, and we're going to be looking at 84 and 85 informs, and we're going to be looking for obviously good nations and good leagues. So the first one that stands out for me within the price range is Munanin, and the reason why, obviously Spanish, plays in Liga Santander, and obviously has multiple connections throughout different leagues. Again, Santi Cazorla, a little bit more expensive than Munanin, but same rated. Again, a very good position, can link with like fullbacks, obviously strikers, left mids. So let's have a look as well. Lon Koscielny again can combine himself with players from multiple leagues. So when we look at investments, we've got to look at not just the league they're currently in, but also other leagues. So let's just have a look at what cards we could look at. So we're looking at 84, 85 rated, and obviously, if you saw the Lorenzo, the SBC, you would have seen that it was 85 rated and very good chemistry. So we're talking about Munanin. Now let's look at Munanin and look at what cards from other leagues that he, with high chemistry. So for example, Canales, he'd get a very good strong link. He'd get a green link because obviously they're in the same league. Martinez in a different league. Plays for Bayern Munich in the Bundesliga. Luis Alberto in a different league also, getting those weak links. Jose Callejon. Iago Aspas again in a strong league, but obviously you could see here at 8,000 coins he'd be very expensive. So now let's look at different nations. Of course, we're talking about Lecomte as well, the French goalkeeper. Let's have a look at what players he could link with if you was to buy him. Lucas Hernandez in the Bundesliga, as you can see, all the Dimitri Payet linking with Blaise Matuidi, who's in Serie A, La Liga link with Dembele. So as you can see, I keep talking about, when you invest in the cards, it's not just that league you're investing in, but also like other leagues. Can they branch off and have chemistry in other leagues? So that is very important. Regarding the buy time for any of these cards, so the buy time for any of these cards, as you can see, the prices, I would say, especially for 84s, they're not higher, but they could go a little bit lower. So the buy time, I would say, would be when they drop the promo, especially if it's a very good team, and the market shouldn't really have a crash. But say for example they drop a team that was similar to last year. They had Neymar, Cam, they had Lewandowski, they had some very good players that people were willing to put money on this game. Then I would suggest trying to pick them up within the first or second hour on open bid. So that's the buy time. Try and pick them up for as cheap as you can, and then hopefully they'll drop an SBC, and then we can sell them there for profit. So guys, that is going to be the end of the video. Any questions regarding the video, please comment down below, because I will answer all your comments. And I hope you have a good day, guys. See you later.